Okay, so rank from highest to lowest the sales revenue of these companies. I'll give you 10 seconds. You can write it on your phones or think about it in your head. Okay, I'm glad you said that. So who had eBay, Microsoft, Nike, and Starbucks in their top 5? Yeah, so the reason I can predict that without looking at your answers is because when I ask you to make that decision intuitively and put some pressure on you, your brain defaults to what is familiar. And the only one that cracked the top 5 is Microsoft. So when we reason intuitively, we rely on these shortcuts that give rise to biases. And I call it the first thing that comes to mind bias. And the idea here is, what I want to ask you guys is, how often are we in HR resting our decisions and designing our programs based on our intuitions? How susceptible are we to bias when we do that? And how can we push back against that using a methodology that gives us confidence that we're designing programs that are going to actually work? So I want to show you a quick video that illustrates this point.
Data justice.
This lecture gone with the defensive liabilities, and I question whether that's be still there.
What do you like?
So the question I have for you is, when you're designing your HR programs, are the old school scouts that are thinking about basing their decisions based on their experiences and intuitions, or are you the cybermetrics guy who knows that on-base percentage predicts success in baseball, right? So I want to know which one you think you are. And what I think we do in HR a lot is rest on our intuitions. And the way to balance those intuitions and make sure that we're not susceptible to bias and that we can have confidence going forward is use scientific methodology to do that. And so we've designed this process called scientific HR that we've been using for about 10 years now. You discover, you prototype, you pilot, and you deploy. Now, I'm going to talk about each step really quickly today. The first part is about identifying the problem you're actually trying to solve, the behaviors you're trying to change. The second part is designing a solution. So with Discover, I'm just going to focus on conducting a literature review. And what I mean by that is going out to the scientific literature, going out to social science research, going out to behavioral research, and creating a model of the behavior you're trying to change. So if you're looking at culture generally, go out and see what the IO psychologists are saying about this, what the social scientists are saying about this, and it'll allow you to create a model, as opposed to what you probably do, which is do a Google image search. How do we know that this isn't pseudoscience? Most of it is. So this scientific HR gives you a way to push back against that. And you can actually use a standard for evaluating the sources you're using, from images and blogs, all the way up to scientific publications. And it's not hard. Just read the abstract. Honestly, that's all you need. And the results. Read the abstract and the results. That's all you need. And it'll allow you to create a model here that's actually evidence-based and based on good research. And if you're talking about culture, you'll get these different dimensions. I've just created some here. And then you'll be able to go out and talk to your people, use your employee survey data, use focus groups, and plot your team or your company against these dimensions. And the gap between the ideal performance and what you learn from your people is the gap you got to close with an intervention. How do you do that? Well, let's say, for example, it's a training intervention, which HR people love. Prototype that, right? Design one activity, get it in front of users. Iterate that design from there based on that information. Now you're going to know it works and can expand it. Then pilot it. If your company's 5,000 people, pilot it with 50, right? Get that data, ratchet it up from there. And finally deploy it to the rest of the organization. Now you have confidence this program's going to work. I'll show you some results of our work with Maz over the last 4 years. Okay, we've designed a no-ranking PMP with them. We've designed a coaching program and a problem-solving toolkit. And here's the results that we got. So from their employee survey data, managers are giving feedback now at, from 75% to 82%. They're doing goal setting as an organization from 77 to 84%, and learning development's gone up 7%. What's even more impressive, I think, though, is this. Their per capita drug costs have gone down 22%, and their lifestyle claims, which are the controllables, have gone from 61% to 28%. So with a methodology like this, it's not hard to do, right? With scientific HR, you can design programs that will make your culture better and your organization more healthy. Thank you.